So I wasn't actually going to film today, and I didn't know what I was going to film either, and I just kind of went, fuck it, let's have an honest hour thing sort of thing. My phone's in my hip, so let's get rid of that. So yes, I am currently sitting on my bed. Pardon me. Zoom in a bit. I'm sitting on my bed with no makeup on, in pyjamas. It's a Sunday and I'm kind of just sitting here, and I thought I'd go through some of like my thought processes and everything when I'm having a bit of a depressive episode. So I have dealt with my depression since I was 16, and my depression comes and goes. I have very good days and very bad days, but the bad days are turning out less and less, which is brilliant, just because like I hate my bad days. Like, they make me feel like absolute crap, and I have them where, so my bad days come in different forms, and the biggest form they come in is me feeling so alone. And I know I'm not, like, I genuinely know I'm not. Like, I've got friends, I've got a brilliant family and everything. Like, I don't live alone and everything like that. It's weird. It's just a weird situation. But yeah, so that is the start of it. So when they're really bad, I struggle to get out of bed. I have like what I call my own voice in my head, and it's basically the worst could happen for me, and that's what my head tells me. It's like, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, no one actually likes you. I fidget a lot, and if you watch my videos you know I fidget a lot, but I like bounce my leg, I tap, I have like nervous twitches. I'm either 100 miles per hour or no miles per hour. I don't have a fluctuation. I go one to the other. I go extreme to extreme, and it's horrible. But yeah, in this bit, I'm just gonna be honest and share some bits and pieces. I know I think I've said this a few times. At 16, I tried to kill myself, and the reason I didn't was my little sister. At the time we were struggling. I weighed 40 kg at 16, which, if you didn't know, that's really bad for someone who's about 5'6", 5'7". And at the time I was 5'5", because I grew like 2 extra inches just before I turned 18. But yeah, it's a nightmare when you're that tall and this big. And I make the joke of it now, I look like a teenage boy from behind and probably in front when I had my hood up, because I was so skinny and I was tiny. And the point I'm making is that we didn't eat a lot, and I didn't eat a lot, because I wasn't allowed to, and this made my mental health worse. I was going through GCSEs and everything like that, and my mental health was in the toilet, and everything that was going on at home and everything, which I won't go into detail to, was horrifying. And at 16 I tried to take my own life, and I regret it to this day. And I only want like a few little tattoos, and one of them is the semicolon on my left wrist, just because I didn't stop, but I could. The reason I'm still here is my little sister, and like, she was 4 and I just couldn't give up on her. She's the love of my life. Like, I don't think I will tell anyone any different. Like, I think I could be married and I'd still say Bobby's probably one of the biggest people I will ever love. I love her to pieces, and my siblings and the way we are is so good, because we all know what's gone on and we're all a bit traumatized by it. And this is why my depression's so bad. Like, I have triggers and things like that. I have dates that ruin me, like, as in, not dates as in I go on a date with someone, it's dates as in a date on the calendar, that just ruin me and trigger me and just make me feel like shit, because I just can't process it. And I'm sitting here in front of this camera with no makeup on because I know at one point I might make myself cry, and I'm just like, I don't want to cry on camera and then be like streaming down foundation and everything. I already cried once today. But yeah, so when it comes to depression, I know it all. I have my highs and my lows, and my low days, some of them are so low that I just don't want to be here. And I've got this sick set of friends, and I have my ride or dies and everything, and everything looks up because I have a good job and everything like that. But what I do try and tell anyone is that it doesn't matter what your job is, how much you earn, or who you're like at all, like who you are at all. Happiness doesn't just come. I have learned how to love myself. I learned how to treat myself. So last week's video, when I was like showing you all my skincare and stuff, like that is new to me because self-care is so important when you have depression. Just that tiny little bit of self-care can help, and that's why I dye my hair and like straighten it and make it look pretty, because it's my way of expressing myself, and makeup's the way of me expressing myself, playing with colour and everything like that. Yeah, so I have been single for a year and a half, no, year and 8 months, something like that. And it was more for me, and it is for me, to be able to grow as myself. And if, like I said I'm going to, if you watch that MAGA vlog, and I'll leave it in the iCard if you haven't, if you watch that MAGA vlog and see that girl to who I am in some of my videos and the way I am now, I'm like, there's like 3 different versions of me that have come up through that time period, because I've learned to love myself, and I wear what I want and I do what I want, and I've kind of learned do what you want, because even though someone will judge you, no matter what, anyone can judge you. And I learnt that a long time ago now, and I kind of just go with the flow now. Like, things happen and people happen and life changes and people get married and people have children and people date when you're 22 and you're just like, what am I doing? I'm finally in a better position now. I'm still gonna have like my ups and down days, because unfortunately I live like that, but I don't struggle as much to get out of bed every day. Like, if you ask me at like 17, I struggled to get out of bed. Same when I was 18, my first year of uni, I just didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to uni, I didn't want to go anywhere. I was a mess, and I cried a lot, and I just hated myself and didn't make any effort and everything like that. And how I ended up in a relationship at nearly 19 is still beyond me, because I was a bit like, what am I doing with myself? And that relationship wasn't toxic. It was probably one of the best things that happened to me until the end. And like, it grew me as a person, because I hadn't felt loved in a while, and I did. I felt loved, and I felt so happy and joyful, and that's the same thing, I like you idiot, but yeah, it's how I felt, and I just felt comfortable. And even coming out of that relationship, and you asked me in that December, I was so happy, and I've grown from that point. I am so much like happier with myself and everything. Like, I prefer the blonde. The blonde makes me feel happy. It makes me feel me. Like, I feel like I should have always been blonde and not brunette, but tomato tomato. As you can tell, my roots are coming through again. Fucking hell. But by the next video, my roots will be gone again. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a little update on my depression and how it's going and everything like that. So if you've got some ideas of what you want to see and what's coming, those notebooks right back there, we've got loads of ideas in now. I am going to be banging out videos. I know what I want to film, I know when I want to film, I know what's coming on, what's coming next. Next week I'm out with Aston and we're going to see Will and Stephen, and everything like that. So there's lots to come to this channel, and I hope there's even more to come, and things that I'm not expecting to come could come. And yeah, so that's the end of today's video. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you want to. I'll see you all soon. Bye.